Hey everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of Quiet Waters Currents. I am Sean McDonnell, the founder and a realtor with Quiet Waters Realty Group. And I hate talking about myself, so I'm going to make this quick and then get into talking about how awesome our team is and how sweet this place is that we get to live and call home. But I think it's important that you know a little bit about me. So I graduated from the Naval Academy in 2012, and I served as an infantry officer in the Marine Corps for about 7 years. And somewhere in between the deployments and the field ops, my amazing and beautiful wife, Christina, and I started investing in real estate. This was around 2016. And what kind of began as a side project and a few spreadsheets quickly turned into a long-term obsession. This was, I would argue, a healthy and socially acceptable obsession. By the time I wrapped up my service in 2019, real estate had really become my passion, and we've been building and managing a mix of short and long-term rentals ever since. So in 2021, I founded Quiet Waters Realty Group with a pretty simple mission: to build an investor-friendly, highly proficient team that actually shows up for the people they serve. So our team is made up mostly of Navy and Marine Corps veterans and spouses, people who understand the harsh demands of military life, uncertainty, and the value of just doing things right the first time. We really just don't sell real estate here. We live in it, we invest in it, and we've made mistakes so that you don't have to. And Quiet Waters Currents, the show, is an extension of that mission. This show exists to give you clarity and confidence as you navigate coastal North Carolina, whether you're moving here, relocating with the military, buying your first home, or exploring real estate as a wealth building tool. Now, a quick note on what this show is not. Okay, this is not a hype podcast. There's not going to be much shouting. There's no crushing it montages. And there's definitely no promises or guarantees that you're going to be, retiring in the next 2 years by buying a duplex you found on Instagram. No, we're not here to sell shortcuts. We're here to talk honestly about the market, the lifestyle, the trade-offs, the realities of living and investing on the coast here in North Carolina. And for this very first episode, we're really wanting to start at the heart of it all. What coastal life is really like, not just the drone shots and the sunset photos, though those are nice, but I want to tell you about the rhythm of daily life. I want to dig into the different communities we have here, the seasons, and just the small but kind of ordinary moments that make this place so special. So let's start with an overview of some of the cities and towns that make up our market. And let's talk about what it actually feels like to call the Carolina coast home. Jacksonville, North Carolina. It's like a well-worn rucksack. It's not flashy, but it's dependable, organized, and built to carry real weight. Everything you need is there, and nothing is included just for looks. I love Jacksonville. Jacksonville sits in Onslow County, and it's one of North Carolina's more notable cities with an estimated population around 72,000 people. And that doesn't include a lot of the military personnel stationed there. And it claims the distinction of being one of the youngest cities in the United States. Hilariously, with a median age in the low 20s, thanks to the strong military presence nearby and Marines and sailors being able to join the military when they're 18. Home prices here are quite reasonable compared with many coastal or urban markets. And recent data shows that the median sale price of a home in Jacksonville is $278,000 and trending upward. So far this year, property values have went up over 7% in Jacksonville, which is pretty considerable, knowing that a lot of other markets across the country have seen price declines on average this year. 7% is pretty good. On the rental side, average rents land at $1,425 per month, with 1 and 2 bedroom units going for around $1,100 to $1,250, and larger homes going for, more than that. But it's comfortably below many big city averages and still respectable for a mid-sized town. So those figures paint a picture of a market that's affordable relative to major metros, while still moving and shaking. The overall cost of living in Jacksonville tends to be slightly lower than the national average, especially when we isolate housing. So you might ask, many people ask, what is it like to live in Jacksonville? Really, the city's identity is intertwined with the military. Jacksonville is home to Camp Lejeune and Marine Corps Air Station New River, which shaped the local culture, the economy, and the demographic makeup. Camp Lejeune and New River are combined the largest Marine Corps base on the East Coast, with an active duty population around 40,000 devil dogs, sailors, and Coast Guardsmen, or Coasties. I'm going to have some friends yell at me for not knowing what to call Coast Guards people. But either way, because of this, the city feels energetic and purpose driven, with lots of service members and families cycling through. That can mean a vibrant local scene with events, strong support services, lots of tattoo parlors, and a community used to helping people settle in or move out depending on orders. It's definitely a lot of transitory areas in Jacksonville, with the average order length for military members being 2 to 3 years. There are a lot of fun things to do here, and house hunting is one of my favorites, but Jacksonville isn't just a stopover. It does have its own personality. So there's a lot of nature and waterways. The New River kind of splits the city and is surrounded by green spaces that make for great, fishing, kayaking, weekend outings. There's some cool historic spots. There's about to be a new Marine Corps museum that's opening up very shortly. It's going to be a really cool place. And history buffs appreciate like the Pelletier House and the Mill Avenue Historic District. There's small pieces of 19th century architecture and fun tales that go along with that. There's pretty awesome beaches nearby. So you're a short drive from some of North Carolina's best beaches, Topsail Island and Emerald Isle. Camp Lejeune has its own really cool beach on base with some housing that people can rent there. Spontaneous trips to the beach are definitely a thing around here. And Jacksonville also has a decent little local airport. So Albert J. Ellis Airport means that you can leave town within a 2-hour commute to the nearest terminal. This airport is a smaller regional airport, but has regular flights to larger airports, specifically Charlotte and Atlanta are the main ones. And there is something for everyone here. So whether you're a military family looking for strong community roots, a first-time home buyer drawn by affordability, or someone who just needs a place that's quieter than Raleigh, but livelier than a sleepy beach town. It's definitely the place where you're going to hear more osprey rotors overhead than jazz music in the park. But the community does lean towards practical living with coastal perks tucked in on the weekends. I personally don't mind the sound of freedom overhead, regularly hearing helicopters training. So I hope that helps. I hope that gives you a little bit of a feel for what Jacksonville is like. And please stay tuned next week. The next little town we're going to dig into around here is going to be the Ferry, or Sneed's Ferry, home of the world famous Shrimp Fest. I hope you're excited, because I am. All right, next I want to take a few minutes for something we'll do regularly on the show, a community connection moment. This is where we slow things down a bit and spotlight the people, the places, and some of the pockets of this coastal life that make this area feel like home. And today's spotlight is on a brand new local business that's already making a huge splash, especially with families, called High Tides and Good Vibes, the new family entertainment center right here in Surf City. So if you've got kids, or if you've ever thought, man, we need something to do that doesn't involve getting sand in every single crevice of the car, then this place is your gift. High Tides and Good Vibes is bright, fun, and intentionally designed for families to actually enjoy time together. There's games, activities, great energy, and the kind where kids leave happy and parents, while probably your eyes might hurt from all the lights, you'll leave slightly less tired than expected, which is really, isn't that the standard? But what I love most about it is that it fills a real gap here. Coastal towns are incredible, but sometimes the entertainment menu is a little light. Beach, ice cream, mini golf, beach again, repeat. This place really gives families another option, especially on rainy days, off-season weekends, or when the sun has shone a little too bright, which I, for one, am a huge fan of shade breaks because of my pale complexion. But either way, it's a great place for providing an alternative to the beach. And while we're here talking local favorites, let's just zoom out for a second. So one thing that makes Surf City so special is how much of it is still powered by people and not massive corporations. Sundial Coffee Shop knows your order. Your surf shop knows your kids. Your favorite restaurant owner is probably also the person bussing tables on a busy night. That's why supporting local businesses here actually matters. These aren't just faceless companies. They're neighbors, they're friends, they're fellow community members. And the same is true with High Tides and Good Vibes. When you support places like that, you're not just buying an experience, you're really investing into the fabric of this community, and you're helping keep Surf City. So go check them out. They're great people. I'm going to be spending a lot of time there throughout the next few years, I'm sure, with little kids, and can't wait to hopefully see you there. So that concludes our first, community spotlight, but looking forward to doing many more of those on the show. All right. Well, as we wrap up today's episode, I just want to say thanks for spending a few minutes of your time with me here on Quiet Waters Currents. This is episode 1. It was a little rough, but it's a lot harder than it looks. But whether you're listening on your commute, during a walk, maybe while pretending to get something done around the house, I don't take that lightly. It means so much to me that you're here. My goal is really to grow this show, and the show exists to bring clarity to coastal living and coastal real estate without the noise, without, a huge sales pitch, and without pretending every decision is easy or obvious. Real estate is personal. Where you live, invest, and build your life really matters. And our goal here is to give you honest insight, a real local perspective, and just host conversations that help you feel a little more confident about navigating it all. So if something from today's episode, resonates with you, or if there's a topic you'd like us to cover in the future, whether it's a specific town, a neighborhood, an investment question, a local business you love, we genuinely like to hear it. The show will grow best if it reflects the community that we are trying to serve. So if you found value here, please feel free to share this episode with someone who's thinking about coastal North Carolina, or someone who lives here, or someone who's trying to just get a better understanding of life here on the coast. And if you'd like to stay connected, you can follow along with Quiet Waters Realty Group for future episodes and local insights. You can find us on Instagram, YouTube, or online at quietwatersrealtygroup.com. And please, if you enjoyed this conversation at all, please follow the podcast so you don't miss future episodes. And until next time, I'm Sean McDonnell, and we'll see you by the water.